All right. We are live. Spicy Boyz Podcast, episode 1, baby.
Numero uno.
Numero uno. Let me get the chat up real quick so I can see if anyone says anything. Sweet. Pepper, thank you so much for that Prime sub. Greatly appreciated. Welcome, buddy.
That was so nice of him.
All right. So, Spicy Boyz Podcast. My name is Ink. I am a Spicy Boy for about, 7-8 months, maybe, roughly, give or take.
I'd say.
Yeah, I played a lot of Cleric in Season 1, backing up my boys Cotton and Pepper. I am going to be playing Bard for us in Season 2 over on Hibernia with our Realm switch up. But I'm a longtime DAOC player. I've been playing since I was about 11, 12 years old. I am from Atlanta, Georgia in the Southeast. And I am excited to get this going. I'm pretty stoked.
Me too.
But let me hand it over to the co-host over here. What's up?
What's up? So, I guess my name is Cotton. You guys probably see me just ranting nonstop on like the idiot Discord and doing crazy things like making trading cards and stuff. So, I've been playing Dark Age of Camelot for quite some time myself. Probably since I was about 10 or 11 myself. I remember my brother getting off the airplane with a Dark Age of Camelot. He was visiting my grandma and he had Dark Age of Camelot. And we saw it in do you remember G4, the TV show or the TV?
Yes.
Yeah. There's a show called Portal and we saw Dark Age of Camelot on there and we knew we needed to play it. He brought it home and we've been pretty much playing ever since. I got all my little friends to play it too. And that's pretty much the gist of the Spicy Boys. Like we started with just the 5 of us that knew each other in real life. We're not recruiting, but we keep somehow adding people, which is strange how that goes. But we just kind of pick up people here and there.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, if you pass and we're like, that guy's kind of spicy, good Skullville level, we'll scoop him up.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so start making them just level 10s and I would delete them and make a new one and keep it going. Yeah.
I went through that so often. I'll never forget being in Magmel or Cotswold and getting to like level 6 or 7, be like, just not sure, start another tune, rinse and repeat like 20 times.
Our problem is we didn't realize you needed to heal your constitution until you were like, until like 4 years into playing the game. Which made a big difference on staying alive. So,
let's get to it. That's enough from us. We started this podcast because there needs to be more DAOC podcast. Period. It's
100%.
It's an amazing game with a lot of beautiful complexity that is played worldwide to this day, even after 20 plus years of existence. That is something to be hype about. We are pretty much going to provide as much content as we can from a DAOC player's point of view. We're going to have a guest each and every week, sometimes 2, once we kind of get the hang of this. We're both pretty new to this whole kind of thing, but we've been doing media projects together for a few months now and have been enjoying the absolute hell out of it.
Some fun ones.
Absolutely. And, this is something that I think we're both pretty excited about to get going, and we're just going to keep it chill, keep it relaxed, and have a good time with it. But with that being said, Cotton, we have a guest to introduce, I believe.
Yeah, pretty crazy. It's kind of frustrating, like we call this a Spicy Boyz Podcast, and we asked everyone to be on it, and everyone was literally afraid to be on the Spicy Boyz Podcast.
Literally,
like it was some kind of feat or something. So we had one of our friends to be on it, and she said yes. So please welcome Moxxi to the first episode of the Spicy Boyz Podcast.
There she is. Welcome, Moxxi. Doesn't say
hello.
Word.
Silence. Yeah.
Seriously though, thank you again for being here and partaking in this and chilling with us for an hour or so.
Shame to all the Spicy Boys.
Absolutely.
Shame.
100%.
Right. I mean, maybe I could call you a spicy boy. I'm not too sure yet because Negative seems pretty adamant on getting you into the guild now at this point after today.
Nope.
Damn, that's pretty crazy to be to receive an invite to the Spicy Boys and just stiff arm us like that. That's pretty nuts, honestly. People pay a lot of plat just to get into it.
Yeah, I need the season 1 Ensela trading card, or I will not join.
We'll see. We'll see what we can do.
There's she wants the Ensela one. Did we make the Cleric Ensela one yet?
Well, I don't know if the Cleric Ensela one's out there yet, which is pretty crazy that season 1 cards aren't out.
Yeah,
but you gotta eat.
Someone's gotta get on that.
I can't say this is 100% certainty, but I think Doritos said they're gonna start putting Spicy Boys trading cards into their bags of Doritos. I can't say if that's 100% yet. We're still in the talks. So
wow. Yeah. That would be something else if that was actually possible.
Someone knows someone.
So now that we have our guest introduced, I'm going to go over our format. Pretty much what we're going to be doing is very, very simplistic. It's a round table format. We're going to present a subject or topic to speak about by asking some questions. It'll start with our guest, work our way to the co-host, and then back to myself. And we're just going to talk about DAOC and certain topics in general. We'll probably do 2 or 3 round tables every podcast. We're going to have a segment where we'll react to a video or 2, which can be submitted by anyone and everyone who's watching or listening in. If anyone is ever interested in either submitting in something for us to react to or being a part of the podcast itself, Cotton and I's DMs can be reached from the Eden Discord server. That's the main server we play on, of course. And just shoot us over a DM. If you're serious about it, we'll pull you into a voice call, talk to you, see if you vibe. And then if that's, something that you really want to do, we'll see that it's done and get you in as a guest. We're looking to do this hopefully every Sunday around this exact time, starting around 7 or so. So we don't really have a limit or anything of that nature. We're just going to keep going until, we run out of content, I guess.
Pretty much. But, I mean, the thing is, Dark Age of Camelot's new
it is.
To talk about. So
yeah, constantly going.
Especially
Absolutely.
Eden.
Yeah, for sure. We are anticipating the season 2 Eden coming up here in December 2nd. We're all very, very excited about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I can speak for everyone here and everyone in our guild that we have the itch. Our guild chat is the same thing every single morning. Someone says, "God damn, I can't wait till season 2." And then we all go, yep. And then I put the King of the Hill gif in, and then that's the day. But yeah, are we ready to start our first roundtable?
Do we want to hear a little bit about Moxxi? I don't think Moxxi talked enough about herself.
Like social address.
There's really what's your
But I already gave negative my maiden name, guys. I thought we were good.
Well, I mean, we got to register you, so there's more things we need. But we kind of hit on like when we started playing Dark Age of Camelot, and I was just curious yourself, when did you start playing Dark Age of Camelot, and how long have you been playing?
I was probably about 9 when I started playing. My dad was part of the like OG beta crew, so we were getting the releases before they were publicly released.
That's awesome.
Which was
she might be the only person I know that's like been playing
big clutch
longer than me. Wow.
No, I had a big gap between. There was a big gap between probably about age 16 until my early 20s when I picked it back up again.
All right.
And then a little bit of a break for probably a couple years. Because I mean, it's been 2017 since I've played until I just joined Eden this past May.
Same. I think everyone's taken big breaks from DAOC at some point in time.
Yeah.
For sure.
You gotta get the itch again.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That and just when you play DAOC, you have to not be busy in order to commit to the things that typically most people enjoy.
To keep up.
Exactly. Just to keep up. For sure.
Like having a baby 2 months before season 2 release. It's crazy. Who would do that?
Fine. Her name's Eden, so it's okay.
You got the cradle thing right here. You'll hold it. No problem. It'll be fine.
They've seen it. I'll be fine. But Moxxi, I also have to ask, because Realm Pride has been a big subject in the Eden Discord lately. Ooh. If you can only pick one realm, What realm are you picking?
I mean,
Forever.
so forever. I
Mhm.
can't answer that because my entire DAOC career was all Hibernia until Eden season 1, like June. I played mid for the first time ever.
Mm.
And so then now I've seen Midgard, but then beta hit, and now I'm on Alb, and I have no idea about anything Albion. Like, I haven't seen the
So-
dungeons, I haven't done the classic zones, I haven't seen
Wow.
anything other than Sobekite and Camelot between the Portin and the King.
I am quite
it.
envious. Like
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
that's the type of like nostalgic adventure. Like when you're experiencing something like that for the first time, that's pretty dope.
Yeah,
So
I'm pretty excited. So I wouldn't be able to say I don't have enough exposure to all 3 of the realms to be able to like have a solid answer for that.
So you played Hibernia for a long time, switched over to mid on Eden for season 1, and then now you're going to Alb. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, with that in mind, what role or class is your go-to? Like, what's your favorite class?
Support.
Awesome. So you're going to be rolling cleric or friar for Alb?
Cleric. Because I have the
Good choice.
I have the rank 6 druid on Hib already, the rank 7 healer on mid. So now I need to get the cleric on Alb so that I can keep up with the cap.
Absolutely.
Like for each season.
And it's going to be moving quicker this season too.
Anyway.
So, yeah, that's important for sure. Cleric though, Cotton and I know a thing or two about clerics.
Cleric's probably one of my favorite classes, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
I'm so excited.
That's where I feel at home, honestly. You put me on a cleric and it's like riding a bike. I can pick that up in like 10 minutes.
I hadn't played my cleric in months and just picked it up again today to dick around in the BG for an hour before the World Cup started today.
It's good. It was actually a fun little BG time too.
Wait, you were on cleric earlier?
Yeah, we both were. We were in separate groups. I got on for maybe like 45 minutes to an hour. Yep, zerging around.
I'm just gonna say it. I'm pretty sure we were carrying pretty hard, but I mean, that's...
Oh my god! At one point, you were both sitting down at a tinderbox, so don't even.
Very true. It's very true.
That's true.
It's very true.
Outside the keep or something.
You have to pace yourself when you're a successful cleric. You know.
Mm-hmm. You can't show up too much. You know.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
But all right, yeah. I don't know about you, but yeah, I think we're probably just about ready for our first round table. But I think before we jump into that, I think we believe it or not, we actually already have a sponsor, so we should probably cut to our sponsors real quick and make sure we get into that money zone. So.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, this official episode 1 podcast of the Spicy Boyz Podcast is brought to you by Yarley's Farm. Here is your advertisement. Please enjoy.
Well, howdy, folks. Come on down to Yarley's Pig Farm. We got the best goddamn pigs this side of Camelot. Hey, come on down now. Now, listen here, I swear to God, if any of these sons of bitches come in here and start fucking around my goddamn pigs without my permission, I'm gonna beat the shit out of them is what I'm gonna do. I tell you what, I caught one of them goddamn son of bitches necromancing shits going in there trying to take the soul of my damn pigs. What the hell am I supposed to do with the soul of pigs? Man, got me lit up on the fire.
I don't know what my Uncle Bryce is talking about, but like, yeah, seriously, like, just come down here and visit. We're here at the Yarley Pig Farm. We've got like pigs and stuff like that over here in Cornwall. It's not very exciting, but yeah, Sawyer, he hires people and gives people gold to like fuck our pigs. So just ignore him if you could. We'd appreciate it. That'll definitely keep my Uncle Bryce relaxed. But yeah, come on down to the Yarley Pig Farm. It's a rootin', tootin', hootin' time. Yeah. Okay.
All right. The Yarley Pig Farm, baby.
That Bryce Yarley is a crazy guy. I tell you what, man.
He's unhinged, I think is the best word that I can come up with.
Honestly, I feel bad for, that Sawyer. Moxxi is a big fan of Sawyer from what I hear.
Yep. She's Team Sawyer, apparently.
Gets a lot of money from him.
Money bags. Yes.
All right. Well, with that out of the way, it's time to begin our first roundtable. Are y'all ready?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So the way this will work is, as the host, I'll bring up a talking point, and we're going to go around, beginning with our guest, express our opinions and thoughts on the matter, and just have a discussion. With that being said, let's talk about the current state of DAOC and its future. And I will lead with the first question. Given DAOC's vast history spanning over 20 years, why do you think it continues to have a following as it does now? And what do you think needs to happen for it to continue? Moxxi, what do you think about that?
Can you say that again? Actually,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wonder if I should get a. No, just
No, I'll go slow.
articulate it again.
Absolutely. Given DAOC's vast history, we're talking like 20 years of Dark Age of Camelot, right?
Yeah.
It still has a pretty healthy population, not only on the free shards, but even on live still, which is pretty crazy. People still pay $14.99 a month on live to play Dark Age. Crazy, right? With all of that being said, after 20 years, what do we think has to happen in DAOC for this to continue without it dying off?
People need to have children. Because, I mean, honestly, if it's a generational thing, like I know for me, I would have never probably even started to dabble in any sort of video games without the exposure my dad showed me to Dark Age.
And
now it's like, as my own child is now starting to get older related to video games, it's like, if she had a PC, she could roll a character tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
She could,
and she should.
Yeah. Okay. Buy me an extra computer.
But on that, I totally agree with you. Like, I think that's one thing as the game gets older is our population is finite. Like, it really is, and especially given some crazy pandemic. I don't know if you guys remember that just happened. Like, there was a considerable amount of people are susceptible to, going away for good, not by choice. I actually know a few of them from like my Uthgard days. Someone, unfortunately, we've lost permanently from our community. And with Dark Age Camelot aging, it's a finite game. And I think you're right. We need to have children. We need to get our children into it. I try to get my son into it, but he's more used to.
Oh, we're competing with Fortnite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And beautiful graphics and faster gameplay. And more simpler gameplay. I mean, we can talk all day about the mechanics of Dark Age Camelot.
Well, I think that also plays into like, why do people keep coming back to this game though?
It's a good question. And that's what I was going to touch on. I think DAOC's still, after 20 plus years, incredibly unique when you look at any other MMO.
It's unmatched. That's why we continue to play it.
What do you think separates DAOC? Like, what do you think is so unique specifically? When you think about WoW or Final Fantasy or any of ESO, any of the more more popular MMOs that have like bigger numbers, why do you think DAOC? What makes DAOC unique?
I think nostalgia plays a big part into it.
Sure.
Because I don't know that I see like new players coming into the field, or like
not as often as we'd like.
Not as often as we like. I feel like people are returning players because they're looking for that nostalgia aspect of what they experienced the last time that they played it.
For sure.
I don't know.
To me,
did that answer the question?
Oh, certainly. But
absolutely.
One thing that really stands out to me is there is a lot of times when I tell my friends like, hey, I'm playing an MMO from 20 years ago, I always like to say, you know, it feels more like a sport than a video game, right? Where everyone has their positions and everyone, you know, it's like when I run out on the weekends with the boys, it feels like I'm meeting up with my Sunday soccer team, you know, and we're going out and we're you know, having a rec league or something. And that's, I don't see that in any other video games. It doesn't feel like, you know, oh wow, you know, Gavin, he's a top tier cleric, you know, and specify like positions and stuff like that.
So you would say DAOC in comparison to other games has like a higher level of synergy based on the
certainly
roles and positions.
That's a good explanation of it. Like that's a solid word to choose.
We got a few chats coming in saying that it's the sunk cost fallacy. And then Jeremy0215 says the people who play it, DAOC that is, all share the same trait, an addictive personality.
Well,
check. check.
Yeah, that's certainly that plays into it too. But I mean, I think you could kind of blanket that to kind of a lot of MMO players in general. I think you really have an addictive personality when you play an MMO.
For me specifically, I think what really separates DAOC is like the strategy and the synergy, and I think those two combo together really well. Like when you have a game that interrupts casters, and you have to know how to overcome that alone. Whether it's a healer casting a heal, or a DPS class casting a DPS or CC, so on and so forth. That alone, like WoW PvP, like there are stuns and like a variation of what's called an interrupt, but in Dark Age, if someone smacks you, you know, you have to react to that. Otherwise, you're not doing or accomplishing what your class is trying to accomplish. You have to either get someone to peel it off of you. You either have to sprint away, quick cast a CC of your own to get away. Like there's so much more thought invoking stuff in DAOC that I think that's what's really separates it, in my opinion.
I think you totally nailed that. Like I remember watching it, one thing that's really hard on Dark Age of Camelot is that interrupt and the hard CC. And I feel like games are afraid to take that risk of literally making players unable to do anything. I remember watching Lazy Peon try Dark Age Camelot and say if it was worth playing in 2022 or 2023. I don't remember where the video's from. And he literally was dying to blues at low level because he didn't understand where if you get a mob on you, you can't hack, you can't do anything. You have to escape that situation. And I feel like a lot of video games are afraid to make it so players can't do anything without help.
Absolutely.
To play. Yeah.
I mean, I love soloing. Don't get me wrong. I used to solo all the time, but there is a beauty in small mans, duos, 8-man, so on and so forth, where you actually have to depend on your fellow player in order to find some kind of success. And I love that aspect of DAOC.
Yeah.
Moxxi, any final notes on that particular subject?
I was going to say something and I didn't write it down, but it was, situational, like being proactive situationally is like,
absolutely
such a big deal. And that's not something that you can paper DAOC. Like that is experience, exposure that is only done by doing and failing and learning. Whereas I don't know that other games have that type of thing.
I think that's very true. Like one thing I notice a lot when I try to find a Dark Age Camelot game, right, is like Guild Wars 2, ESO. And when you look at the way the group play is, it's very different than Dark Age Camelot, where what we were seeing in the World Cup today, for instance, where you could break down what is happening. Everyone's brain is working. When you look at those Guild Wars 2, ESO, you see people running like a ball. It's a ball situation. People are running just in a herd, and there's no thought about it. It's just keep spamming that ball spell that you're doing, and there's no like, okay, what's the situation? Where do I need to be? What do I need to be doing and prioritizing? You definitely don't see that in other video games.
I wholeheartedly agree. Let's catch up with chat real quick. We have Chap Winchester says, sorry for my English, buddy. Don't worry about it at all. He says, I played this game from the beginning of DAOC, and I can say one thing. This game is absolutely the best RVR PvP game. And all of this time, what I want to see is we need only a remake with a new engine. I see a lot of videos with Unreal Engine. Why does no one try to remake from DAOC? Well,
news for you.
Yeah, the Unreal Engine videos are an actual project right now. I will say I do believe at first they were just kind of seeing if it was possible, but if I'm not mistaken, that is a full-on project now. That's, you know, just they're taking their time with it, but there are pretty sweet updates. In our third roundtable, or just after our third roundtable, we're going to be reacting to one of their latest videos, so we'll definitely check that out. But I appreciate that chat. Let's catch up a little bit more.
I just want to say, Streety Street coming in. PvP progression is needed. The feeling of continuing to evolve your character is what makes DAOC what it is. Me and Streety Street talk about this all the time. The PvP progression it has to be there, and that's one thing I felt in ESO. And I'm always going to reference ESO because I am an ESO player. There is no PvP progression. It doesn't feel like my character is getting better the more I PvP. I mean, I'm getting better as a player, but my character is not getting any new skills or anything like that. And I feel like Street definitely hits on that.
Yeah, I mean, PvP progression is, I think, the main reason all those Spicy Boys even play the game.
Yeah.
But little bug there. We fixed it. We're good. All right.
It's fine. Working out the kinks. It's okay.
Well, earlier Moxxi was like, I have 1,000 windows open, and that's me right now. So I'm trying to keep track of it all.
Yeah, that was me earlier for sure.
So staying on topic with what we were talking about, the next question is, are free shards such as Eden enough to sustain a healthy DAOC population in order to keep the game going? I don't know about y'all, but like Eden as of late, all throughout season 1, but especially as of late with S2 coming around season 2, the quality of life and the improvements and the aspects that these are things that we have wanted for, like floating text, you know.
Whoa.
like we've wanted that for a long time, and I almost want to say people said for a long time never going to happen. It's too old.
They said it wasn't possible.
Right. Here we are with floating text that works flawlessly.
I just want to chime in. And I said it earlier today watching the World Cup too. There's a lot of things people have said are impossible, and Eden delivers it. So shout out to the devs, because honestly, I keep on being, every time they come out with a patch, I message them and I'm like, holy shit, you guys did it again. You guys impressed me. Like, wow.
But Moxxi, do we think that free shards such as Eden is enough to like keep DAOC alive, or do we think it's eventually going to die out?
I wish I could confidently say yes, that it can keep it alive, but I think we're at a pretty serious disadvantage not having that legality safety net by being free shards.
What's the strategy there, do you think, like for free shards? Are they trying to close down live by being something that's flawlessly better? Because in my opinion, they're already there and it's free.
Yeah.
But is that, is that the strategy?
I don't think that's the strategy, because I don't think that's the heart behind why free shards get created in the first place. But I don't know.
I agree with that.
I don't know like what the answer would be though.
I don't think it's definitely their intent to shut down live, but I think Ancella is definitely right that it does play into that, where it's definitely happening. But I think free shards could be sustainable. I mean, if we look at a dead game already, Warhammer, Age of Reckoning, Return of Reckoning has been around for about 15 years. And it always has they're doing things to accommodate their population, but they've always had a population that's very playable, very enjoyable. And I think once live, which is inevitable, live will eventually go away and it will be closed, as all things will eventually. I think we will see an uptick on free shard participation, because people, even the live players, as much as they hate free shards, they're gonna want their fix with Dark Age.
They're gonna
There's
want
no
the
other
Dark
game
Age.
like it.
And I understand why they hate free shards, because I was one of them for a long time. Whenever you joined a free shard, it just never felt the same. But Eden is not that. Eden feels just like live, but balanced.
better.
It's better. It is.
It really is better. And with this realm invasion, especially season 2 in general, everything they've introduced for season 2,
Dude.
I've said this over and over again, and I feel like it's kind of cheesy, but to me, it's very true. They've literally made the newest expansion for Dark Age of Camelot. This is the newest Labyrinth of the Minotaur, newest Catacombs, whatever you want to call it. This is new content that we've never done before. The realm invasion stuff, the floating text, to even the camera being zoomed out a little bit more. It's things that we've never done before that we are now going to be able to do in the game. And it's not like some random idea that was just thrown together. It's implemented very well. AI, that's another thing that they brought to the table that has completely revolutionized Dark Age Camelot. In more than 15 years has anything like that been done. So
100% agreed.
I think the future is Eden.
And to your point, Triasmean in chat says, this game is alive again thanks to the Eden staff. It feels fresh right now. They have shown what it looks like to develop improvements rather than just content caps and new classes.
Yep.
Like, I completely agree. So that's and that is an interesting take, you know, the fact that you know, this is like a new expansion. And when was when did Labyrinth of the Minotaur come out?
Yeah, I give me a second because I'm curious about that.
Because that's
I wouldn't be able to date it either.
14, 13, 12. I don't even know, dude. Like, it's been such a long time.
He's looking on the TV.
You said 2013? You think?
What is
2006?
Is when Labby came out?
Is when Labyrinth of the Minotaur came out.
Oh no!
Holy shit, dude! So
and that's pretty crazy.
So my point being, the last update of this magnitude, in a sense, is what we'll say, has not occurred for Dark Age of Camelot since the year 2006. That is wild.
And it took some volunteers.
Oh yeah. Unpaid volunteers.
Paying out of pocket volunteers.
Exactly. So more props to the Eden staff. I can't applaud them enough. That is insane. And again, season 2 is all the hype. But I don't know. I hope you know, I don't want to wish anything wrong. I mean, I played DAOC Live. We all come from DAOC Live, but you know, I don't know.
It's gonna be a sad day. I mean, I haven't been on live, I think, since like probably 2015 or so.
Same here.
And it's still, to me, whenever live shuts down, it's gonna be heartbreaking for me for sure. It's definitely gonna be like, you know, my brother, something happened to him or something, you know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just, as long as we have like this Eden team for now, I mean, they've blown our minds, and I wish them the best success. So we will see.
We need to start a GoFundMe for their coffee supply in the coding dungeons.
we could do that.
We send gift cards, Starbucks gift cards.
Give them something back without breaking any rules or causing any issues. Because monetization is always tricky. All right, well, that's our first round table. Let's move on to the second one.
Oh, you've been looking forward to this one. I know that.
Oh yeah.
We almost got into it earlier about it.
Yeah, and I had to be quiet. I
Yeah,
had to save the content.
Save it. Am I now? Do I?
Yeah, you're the host now.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I'm sitting back in my seat.
All right,
I'm sitting back.
Yeah, and I'm excited to talk about it too. So, Moxxi, I'm going to start with you. Do you think certain playstyles are inferior, and do you think there are any that are detrimental to others?
Inferior? No, I don't think so. I think population plays a lot into that. But I don't think that one play style is inferior to other play styles. No. Detrimental? No, I also say no for that too. I don't think like detrimental to the longevity of the game in itself. Is there a play style
or to the other play styles is the question.
or to the other play styles? Yes. Yeah. If you have an overabundance of PvE junkies, I mean, that's going to impact and influence the RVR ratio.
And the economy, probably.
And the economy, yeah. But I don't think that makes one more superior versus an inferior aspect. No. But I think they do impact each other, all the different play styles. Your
sure.
1v1ers, your aviators, your Zergers. I mean, it all full circle plays into each different type. But I think it's like one of those like circle of life things, because if you don't have a Zerg, you don't have people trying to get to the Zerg, which means you don't have people that are hunting the stragglers to get those 1vx fights. So it's like without the Zergs, it's all like a trickle. It's all connected.
I totally agree. It definitely is all connected. And I think where it really becomes detrimental is when people start advocating for changes that only benefit their play style. For instance, I got in a fight with someone because they want 1 week realm timers. And to me, that's highly detrimental to the way I like to play. Not that I like to swap to the winning side. I like to actually swap to the whatever population has the lowest is the realm I like to be on, because that means more than likely be able to fight in the most fights being on that realm. And to me, that's the only time I find ways that is detrimental. But I think all of it is necessary. Small means it's always bigger fish, right? So you got soloers that are trying to do their solo task or find 1v1s, and then you have those small mans that go around looking for small man fights as well, but eating those soloers to feed their appetite as they're going. And then you got those 8 mans that come around and clean up the small mans and stuff. And then you got the Zergs, if they catch those 8 mans, they're gonna eat those 8 mans.
They're chasing them down. They're going after peanuts.
And without that, you have that gap where if you don't have the soloers, no one's going out doing their solo task. You don't have the small mans feeding off those soloers while they're looking for their small man fights, you know? But I think we're the biggest one. And if I can start this conversation, because I know Intel is literally licking his chops for this.
He just starts drooling. Let me at him.
As a small man player, I rarely play in the BGs and rarely play with the Zergs. Those are necessary. The Zergs are necessary for the population of the game and for the realm war. As much as I don't care about realm pride or something like that, those Zerg v Zerg fights, fighting over the keeps and stuff like that, they're needed for the game. And the type of players that are in them, they're needed for the game, you know, as casual or as hardcore as you are.
So I will first off say that I completely agree with everything that you said, in the sense that I think for any server to survive and thrive, you have to have every play style shining. And if any of those play styles lack, then you'll start to see the server lack as a whole, and then it just starts to decline.
It's an ecosystem.
Absolutely.
It's an ecosystem. That's a good way of looking at it. Yeah.
Absolutely. My only gripe with one particular play style, and people are going to hate me, and that's fine. We were talking earlier about what makes DAOC unique, and we were talking about, you know, certain aspects, and one of those aspects is like the crowd control system in DAOC, like AoE mezzing, AoE stuns, AoE roots, stuff like that, right? Do y'all realize that by zerging, those are pretty much most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, redundant? Like, they just now gave realm points recently I believe, in beta for mezzing and for other forms of CC.
Yes.
But like, my point being is like, if it's a Zerg's going up to hit another Zerg, based on how many people are a part of a Zerg, if a Bard or a Sork or a Pack Healer hits like an insane mez, it is broken in literally like a second or two.
Correct.
So maybe you get a 1 to 2 second advantage. But most of the time, the front of the Zerg breaks it. The back of the Zerg still hasn't even gotten to the point to where they're in range yet. Everyone's already scattered. The CC was pretty much useless. And
now they have immunity.
And now they have immunity. Right. So that's my only big gripe with Zerging is I feel like a lot of the beautiful intricacies that make DAOC are maybe not completely redundant, but are definitely like taken down a lot of levels in comparison to 8-manning, small manning, duos, and even 1v1.
Mm-hmm.
Like you actually see all of those systems thrive and work in unison a lot more in that type of play style. When again in Zerging, it's like whoever has the most fire wizards, void elves, banshees, animists, you know, all of your AoE DPS classes are going to have a pretty significant advantage. And I know there's more to it than that. I've been in plenty of BGs and Zergs. I know how they work, but that is my one gripe about Zerging. And I could never do it full time because I love playing CC classes. I love playing bards and pack healers and stuff like that. And, you know, a pack healer can also heal and play support, which is fun. You know, I love that. That's probably the funnest thing in a Zerg for me, which is what we were doing earlier today, is just healing people and trying to keep the Zerg alive during big fights.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. But man, I feel bad for CC classes in general. Like if you're like, man, I just got a fat mez. Oh, it's broken already.
Instantly. Yeah.
Yeah. By either an AoE dot or, you know, whatever. Like AoE hammers. There's so many AoEs in DAOC too, which is crazy. But yeah, that's my one gripe with the playstyle.
It does certainly feel like you could get away with having one Mind Sork or one Pack Healer in a Zerg. I will concede that. But I mean, I still think the uniqueness of Dark Age of Camelot really shines in Zerg v Zerg fights, where the strategy is there. You're not balling up. You actually want to spread out. And it feels more like a battlefield erupting out. But
sure.
No, that's one thing I do agree with like the Zerg play is, god damn, it's frustrating if you're playing a CC class. And I won't go mind if I'm on a Sork. I wouldn't go mind. And when I'm running with the Zerg, the dual spec thing, I'm loving it because
really cool.
I'm sure my fellow Mind Sorks out there that occasionally fill in on the Zergs, I'm sure they're gonna appreciate that.
Oh, one other point with Zerging, one other thing, the fact that you can literally AFK and get a shit ton of round points is pretty crazy. Like that's another gripe. I wish, and this is probably very possible with the Eating Dev team, but some kind of like participation, like reduction or something. I don't know. Some kind of system that kind of like monitors like what all you are contributing to. But if it gets to a point, cut your RPs off completely. Cause some people, man, are playing at work, which I get is great. Like if you can play at work and stuff, but like some people are just AFK, just eating up round points. And that's crazy.
I know someone that plays permanently at work. It's crazy how much time he's able to put into it. He needs that in a Zerg. I just want to go to chat real quick because I do see some good
go for
some good conversation coming from chat. I'm just gonna start with another at the bottom, even though he's the freshest one in there. But Zerging is more fun from winning the tactical battle. 8v8 and below is more fun for winning the mechanical battle, and I think that's totally right. It's
that's a good way.
I remember one time back on Phoenix, I was running with Palemo. Again, I don't really run with the BGs that much, but I remember he did a play where we were losing a lot of Albion, and we ended up taking a boat up to Bennewick, and Hibs were taking one of our relics or something like that. And we flamed Bennewick, and then he knew that they were going to come up on boats and stop us from taking Bennewick. So we went up onto the bridge. And where you drop off on the boats,
he had underwater.
Us wait. We were ready for them, so they just came in chunks, and I was like, "Holy shit!" that was a fantastic play. And being a part of that, I was like, that was really cool. But of course, I was a click. I clicked my group heal a couple times. There was actually nothing I contributed to that fight, but being in the fight was still cool in itself. So I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, that was a definitely accurate statement.
I mean, Zerging was what I did all of season 1, essentially. I was PvE and Zerging for the most part. Till beta.
I'm going to try to do a little bit more in season 2 just to kind of get my RR up and meet people as well. I've been in my shell too much with the Spicy Boyz. I do admit that. So
over my dead body, I'm not Zerging at all.
If you're not on, that's what I mean. I also want to mention Jeremy 0215. Is it wrong that I like solo Smalley 8s and Zerging all of them? No, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Honestly, that's ideal.
Excellent.
Personally, I like to run around solo too. I like to use weird classes like Nature Druid. I guess that's not really weird anymore, especially my main Zorg fucking showing it up with this.
Zorg!
Right.
Smalley at 8 is where that's where I'm having the most fun. But yeah, occasionally I'll pop in a Zerg, and that's fun to me too. Honestly, I kind of I like to see my own text, so I'm always saying weird shit as much as I can. So
I think Cotton will agree. I like anything that is a challenge. Like anytime we're running 8 and we hit the Zerg and we're trying to kite the Zerg, us surviving and kiting as long as we can is a blast. I think that's where I have
the most athletic shit we've done.
Oh, especially when he got street yelling crazy shit. And
absolutely.
That's all. He makes it always fun. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
No, that's more than that's a very good statement.
My clicks are like Shroud right now.
Oh, it's so good.
The shit he says, man, cracks me up.
Oh man. All right, well let's move on to our third round table. This will be our final round table of the night, and then we'll do a video reaction segment before we close out. But our final round table is just going to be a bit of a brief overview of the season 2 systems that are being brought to us from Eden, which I know we're all really excited about. Moxxi, based on everything you've seen in beta so far, what are you most excited about for season 2?
I mean, the Realm Invasion, 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I need to read up on it more.
I've done all of the testing for. I'm pretty sure I've done all of the testing runs that they've offered up to people.
Aren't there like tasks that have to be done by different group sizes in order for it to even be a thing or something of that nature? Or is it all Zerg oriented?
Well, it depends on the For the Realm event.
Yeah. Do you remember the For the Realm event that they did last year?
Which one specifically?
It was just called For the Realm. It was during the same time as King of the Hill. We're small and 8-man, so we were more paying attention to King of the Hill shit.
Yeah.
There was also something else going on called For the Realm. Yeah. And it was pretty much you get score based on what's going on.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Keeps.
Yep. So you get X amount of points for keep takes and so on and so forth. Yeah, I remember that.
Because that trailer was what brought me into Eden. Was for the trailer. The trailer for the Realm was what got me here.
Sweet. Mm-hmm. They make killer trailers, by the way.
Oh my God, Raven? Can we talk?
Raven?
I'm an aspiring video editor, and seeing people like Aztec and Raven put out shit, I'm just fucking blown away by those people, man. Especially Raven.
You see their trailers, and then you see a Yarly Farm advert, and you're just like, damn. Oh man.
Fucking Bryce Yarley, man.
Nah, their media content is fantastic. Absolutely. Kilrathi says in chat, I'm excited to see TOA again and relive some old memories.
It has been so fun going back into TOA just because I love I always just call it Dark Age of Fashion Lot.
Yeah.
Where I've just been doing all the skins and the dyes and figuring out like what kind of cloak I want to wear. And so opening up the TOA has been really fun.
So Moxxi, I have not delved into it a whole lot. I've heard things, but apparently they opened up the zones and the artifact encounters are there. When you go do an artifact encounter successfully, do you get like a skin thing that you pick up?
It's a pattern that you get in your inventory.
And is that all that you need, or is there something with scrolls involved at all?
Nope, just the pattern.
And are there any other ways to obtain the pattern other than doing the encounter itself? Like, can you buy it with glass or anything like that?
That's a good question. Probably. I remember seeing the NPCs in the Hall of Heroes, but I never talked to them on Eden, so I don't know. Okay. What their like merchant pool would be, but I know that the NPCs are physically there in the Hall of Heroes.
I would imagine the merchant pools are going to have a lot of the items that drop in TOA, like Leviathan rings and stuff like that, as a way of obtaining them more so than actually having to go and do the encounter, because, you know, of course, not everyone wants to go kill Levy or Cetus or, you know, certain mobs out there. But
who wants Cetus? That's the ugliest clue.
Now, they haven't, I don't know if it's not active yet, but they have added the Astral Gear. And the Celestius raid was a big thing when they brought it back.
ML10?
So I think that's going to be the big raid for season 2. I just don't think they've activated it yet.
It is not yet, no.
And the way that it worked was the ML9 portal would go up some random spot, and then you'd have to go through that portal, and then it would take you to Celestius, which is shared cross realm, which is going to suck.
Yeah, it can be an RVR zone. Yeah.
Oh, it's going to suck.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be terrible, especially early on, because we all know how DF was. And
and the encounter is
so small.
It's small, yeah. So it's a very condensed area too.
And Astral Gear is, I mean, it's good. So people are gonna wanna get it. And I don't know. I'm very interested to see how they balance out the like the respawn timers and all, because you know that's all displayed on the Herald still, and people just camp that and then zone in as soon as they can, and it's gonna be a madhouse. It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be nutty.
I love that the timers are public. I think that influences not only a priority, but you get that cross action, like knowing when a mini dragon was last killed.
Yeah, I've always liked that too.
It's a lot of fun. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It also helps when you're trying to put together a NF mini dragon raid and you're seeing that it's already being killed, and you're like, okay, we should not do this because there's no point. Don't waste my time. Personally, I just wanted to mention, I mean, obviously Realm Invasion is the number one thing. I mean, I've been literally wanting Realm Invasions since I was 10 years old. Since I got the game. I was actually disappointed when I got the game that there wasn't Realm Invasion. But so I'm really excited about that. But two little things that have been my favorite changes so far to season 2 is the floating text and the dual spec. Being able to dual spec is huge to me, because me and Pepper kind of we're like a healing team, and we kind of have like a weird schedule because he likes to play late, I like to play early, even though we're best friends. You know, it doesn't always line up. But so sometimes I'm enhance, he's enhance. It's just going to be really nice that we're going to actually be able to put together a group and have a rejuve healer. And I'm using rejuve as the healing line, and an enhance healer, and not to enhance or without missing buffs. So it's just gonna be nice. I know it's gonna
having to reset your bars.
Having to reset the bars is the biggest thing. That's because I'll respec all day, but it's when you're playing a class, especially like the healer, for instance.
Yep.
The healer class has 5 full pages of spells that in Q-binds to do. I'm sorry, I got distracted. I saw Pepper say that he's going nature. Pissing me off.
Dual spec, who needs 2? I'm going nature.
Yeah, I'm going full nature. No respecking. But yeah, resetting the bars, fucking nightmare on 99% of the class, 80% of the classes, right? So genius implementation. So I think that's something I'm really excited about. I think that's going to change the gameplay a lot. especially for like mid groups, especially because they're always hurting for one type of healer or another. So.
Yep.
Well, also kind of related with the new features is kind of some of the systems we've seen with things like the World Cup and other AV8 tournaments and stuff like that. Let's talk World Cup for a second. What did everyone think about that today?
I'm glad you brought that up. I was afraid we were going to forget about that. that was. Can we fucking talk about USA just for like 2 minutes? Like just talk about USA.
They came in rated number 1.
They were like the only group in there that like play together regularly. Like they were a guild group, I think -1 or something like that. Seeing
all good players,
incredible players,
right?
And seeing them get fucking shut down
was
today.
So
nutty. It's
it
nutty.
Felt bad.
And kudos to France. France coming in number 1. Really awesome for them. Good job. That's all I'm going to say.
Everyone had a certain expectation, especially after the first Sunday. You know, Italy getting the 1 sole point win, I believe. There were 2, but the main one that everyone was talking about was Italy got the 1 point. Yeah, and then there was one more later on, but it kind of didn't really matter because it was already over with. But USA steamrolls everyone, so it's like, okay, we thought that was going to happen. So then they come in rated number 1 today. And they lose against the 4th seed, England, who most people had kind of ruled out. But England like came in with like a new setup, and like I think they went down. Weren't they down 2-0? Or like,
I think so. I'm trying to remember, but yeah, I just want to mention me and you. We watched the whole thing, and we were looking at their comp beforehand, like, what the fuck are they doing?
But where's the no shaman and this and that? And we were like,
minstrel and one sorcerer. They had 1 Demez.
Yeah,
who was Sork? Because kudos to them, they fucking did so great.
It was weird. It was weird, but nonetheless,
2 Sorks. Either way,
they had the hair. I think it was the heretic setup.
The heretic double merc.
Oh, in the midline, yeah.
Which ended up being brilliant. Like they ended up playing so well. It was really cool to see. I think that's some of my favorite things about DAOC is how, there might be meta setups here and there, but when people bring in something that's just like weird and then you see it work, that's awesome. I think that's so cool.
Yeah. I think
cool.
The player behind the tune is
everything.
Yeah.
Yep. All the fights today were crazy.
Incredible.
They were all close.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really cool to see. Because everything the first day seemed definitely a lot more lopsided to a certain extent, but
for some of them,
yeah. But this Sunday was like real tight, really competitive, really cool. So shout out to the guys that organized it. That was really awesome to watch. And
well, I mean, they went to full 7. It took all 7 matches that last
Game
one,
7, which is crazy.
Awesome to see. It really was. You didn't know which way it was going to go. I really thought France wasn't going to win because I thought their timers were up, and I really thought Germany was going to pull it through. So, and it wasn't like no 30-second fights too. Like I think Gavin mentioned like the first on like the last fight or something like that. It was the first death was 400 seconds in or something like that, which is pretty freaking crazy.
And one of the most impressive things was like there were fights where a team would have 2 or 3 go down, they'd get him back up, and then still fight for another 3 or 4 or 5 minutes before losing or even winning and turning it around. Like absolutely crazy. Really awesome fights. Shout out to the AV8 crews who participated in the World Cup and who have been participating in all the 8s nights on Tuesdays and Sundays and all that stuff and Thursdays. Definitely really cool to see. And big shout out to the devs who organized the actual system.
Yeah.
With the scoreboard and everything, and the
Color
Team Blue and
them.
Team Red. Cool. So
really
cool. Really, really awesome to see.
Love to see that stuff. And then opening up the PTR server for stuff like that too. Like that's pretty awesome of them to do. Yeah.
Oh, he's
Good
looking at
folks.
the ceiling.
Well, I am getting our next segment ready. We are going to check out the Unreal Engine. If Chap Winchester is still here, this is kind of what we were referencing. This is the latest video from the Eden devlog. It's the Unreal Engine 5 environment and navigation video. We're going to go ahead and play it real quick. and check it out. Here we go. Sounds like a Darth Vader mic. Pretty cool.
Wow.
So Unreal Engine 5 and Dark Age of Camelot. Pretty cool.
Season 4, right?
Yeah. That'd be wicked.
That'd be crazy.
No, I mean, like if I go to Discord and I search by Adam
You
and the
did
word
say it.
season, right? Season 4? Or was it
Mhm.
5?
I don't know. I haven't followed like that part of it all that much. That's always been like a fantasy to me that's never going to happen. So I'm trying to keep my like expectations down in that realm so that when it does happen, we can get really hype about it. It's really cool though. Like what they've shown thus far. Really, really cool.
And so I just want to mention, looks like we're getting some skip frames on the stream.
We get some drop frames.
Mm-hmm.
It should be good now. It's stabilized. I'm not showing any drop frames on my side. Is it still doing it?
It's not working on my end. Pepper messaged me too.
Well, as long as the broadcast is good, we should be good. Let me fix our cameras real quick.
I guess mine's all borky too.
Interesting.
Maybe take it down and put it back up
Well,
if you can.
that could doink the broadcast. Let me just double check real quick. Let me put us on standby and we will check it out. 1 second.
Check it out.
See, warning.
All right, we should be good to go.
But yeah,
I mean, not sure what happened, but we should be good.
That's fine. It was just so badass that even your PC was like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Unreal Engine, Unreal. Shut it down.
Yeah, it can't. Computer, my 3080 Ti can't handle it. Apparently, rip.
And I still have the Spicy Boyz podcast starting soon up.
Oh, the source.
All right. Well,
There we
do
go.
we have anything else that we want to touch on for today?
It was fun, man. I'm really
fun.
looking forward to more is going to be coming. More is going to be coming from us in general. I know we've been talking about some more businesses that have been reaching out to us in the DAOC world that's looking for more commercials and looking for sponsorship. So look forward to that. So
Yep. That is very true. If anyone's been hitting us up, it's been a lot of the local businesses out in the Hibernian, Midgardian, and the land of Albion. There's even more there. Bryce Yarley is interested in future business endeavors as well. Reports are coming in that Bryce Yarley has seen a 50% increase in all of his pig tours that he's been having down there at the
What's
Yarley
left
farm.
of them?
Right. But also apparently he has lost more pigs as well. So it's a win-lose situation. More exposure, but more pigs getting what's the word? Fucked.
Moxie's a big
gold.
advocate.
She's
The
Team
gold
Sawyer.
is
The
too
gold.
good.
Sawyer.
Cold
We
is
got
too
a,
good. I mean, it's
Pepper
a win-win
ass-
for you.
Pepper asks, we have a podcast schedule? When am I the guest? Well, we're going to be doing every Sunday at 7. We have not officially named the guest for next Sunday. I know you mentioned you can't do next Sunday, but we will get that dialed in hopefully by like Wednesday of this week, just to give us time to prep the content and a few other things that we do to make it special. If you haven't noticed on our background, just above Moxie's camera, that is in fact her cleric that she's going to be playing, which was
Brand
really
new album.
yeah, which was something really cool that Pepper put together. He does all the graphics.
Cotton did that.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Cotton. Sorry, lose my mind. Will you put this VOD somewhere? Yes. So we will post the broadcast here on Twitch, but at the same time, Cotton will be going on his YouTube channel. For those of you who are not subscribers of Cotton's YouTube, go check out Cotton. Just type in Cotton DAOC and it will come up on the YouTube and you can see it there. We'll be posting all of our episodes there. There's the link there. Check it out. Killer
good, I was
the
gonna
real
grab it
question
too.
is, will Zerg play a useful character besides a nerd druid? You mean nature druid? He is
Yeah,
a
nature
nature druid extraordinaire, and he would argue that character is incredibly useful. I've seen it in action.
Actually, he literally says, hey guys, I'm not useful at all. But he is useful because he's a big ass furbolg casting spells, and people are just eager to kill any furbolg casting spells to put them in their place.
That's
So,
very true. That's very true. Just like troll cave shamans.
Exactly. Troll cave shaman, he's gotta die. I just want to mention more things on my YouTube as well besides just the VOD as well.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
please
Check out Cotton's YouTube. He's got a ton of content, a lot of DAOC stuff, a lot of Spicy Boyz stuff. There will be all kinds of updates there. We're going to be rocking and rolling hardcore and heavy when it comes to season 2's release date. We're going to all getting up at 8 or 9 a.m. or whatever it is and playing like all freaking day, all weekend, all week. Some of us have taken off of work for like X amount of days. We're going to go hard and really get it going. And then we're maining Hibernia this season, or at least starting out. And, we're going to be doing our 8s thing. And we have several streamers there, getting several point of views and stuff like that, which is going to be real exciting. I'm stoked. I can't wait. But
Can't wait.
I think we're good to close it out and wrap this up. I think this was awesome.
Moxxi, thanks again for coming out and hanging out with us on episode 1.
Moxxi, the real MVP.
Great guest.
Later, nerds.
All right, everyone else, thank you so much for checking out the podcast. Thanks for watching. We appreciate all the participation in chat. See us next time, next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back with episode 2. Peace.
Bye-bye.